4-pole transfer switch that switches the neutral is not the only requirement for a separately derived system. According to the National Electrical Code, a separately derived system is derived from a source of electrical energy that is not derived from the premises wiring system. Additionally, the National Electrical Code states that a separately derived system must be ungrounded or grounded at a point that is separate from the grounding electrode of the premises wiring system. A separately derived system is independent from the normal power system of the building. This ensures that the system will not be affected by any problems with the normal power system, such as power outages or surges. There are several reasons to install a separately derived system. One reason is to provide backup power during a power outage. Another reason is to protect sensitive equipment from power surges. Consulting with a qualified electrician is important if you are considering installing a separately derived system. They can help you determine if a separately derived system is right for your situation and assist with the installation process. In more technical terms, a separately derived system is an electrical source, like a generator, transformer, or inverter, whose output is electrically isolated from the building's main power supply. This isolation is achieved through physical separation and a lack of direct electrical connection between the two systems, particularly concerning the grounded conductor, often called the neutral. The grounding requirements for separately derived systems are very specific and are outlined in Article 250.30 of the National Electrical Code. The grounding electrode system for the separately derived system must be connected to a grounding electrode. This electrode can be the nearest available effectively grounded structural metal member of the structure, the nearest available effectively grounded water pipe, or other electrodes as specified in the National Electrical Code. The purpose of this grounding is to provide a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, facilitating the operation of overcurrent protective devices like circuit breakers or fuses and minimizing the risk of electric shock. The size of the grounding electrode conductor for a separately derived system is determined by Table 250.66 of the National Electrical Code, based on the size of the ungrounded conductors of the system. It's crucial to properly size this conductor to ensure effective fault current carrying capability. The neutral conductor, if the separately derived system is a grounded system, must be sized according to 220.61, 220.20, and 215.3 of the National Electrical Code. This ensures that the neutral conductor can safely carry the maximum unbalanced load. Overcurrent protection for a separately derived system is provided by fuses or circuit breakers. The overcurrent protection devices must be sized to protect the conductors and equipment connected to the system. The specific requirements for overcurrent protection are found in Article 240 of the National Electrical Code. When installing a separately derived system, it's vital to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and standards, including the National Electrical Code and any local electrical codes. A qualified electrician should perform the installation to ensure safety and compliance. Separately derived systems are commonly used in applications where a reliable source of backup power is needed, such as hospitals, data centers, and emergency systems. They are also used in applications where sensitive electronic equipment needs to be protected from power surges and other electrical disturbances. In summary, a separately derived system is an electrical system that is not electrically connected to the building's main power supply. It has its own grounding electrode system and overcurrent protection. These systems are used to provide backup power and protect sensitive equipment. Proper installation by a qualified electrician is essential for safety and compliance with electrical codes. Some additional considerations are firstly the type of separately derived system. Common types include generators, transformers, and inverters. The choice of system depends on the specific application and power requirements. Secondly, the size of the system. The size of the separately derived system should be adequate to meet the load requirements of the equipment it will serve. It is important to calculate the total load and select a system with sufficient capacity. Thirdly, the location of the system. The location of the separately derived system should be carefully considered. It should be located in a well-ventilated area and protected from the elements. It should also be accessible for maintenance and repairs. Fourthly, the maintenance of the system. Separately derived systems require regular maintenance to ensure proper operation. This includes checking the grounding connections, inspecting the conductors and connections, and testing the overcurrent protection devices. Consult the manufacturer's instructions for specific maintenance requirements. Now let's delve further into specific scenarios and components of separately derived systems. Consider a generator used as a separately derived system. The generator's output windings are isolated from the utility supply. The neutral point of the generator is then grounded, creating a new reference point independent of the building's main ground. This grounding is crucial for safety and proper operation of overcurrent devices. In the case of a transformer-based separately derived system, the primary and secondary windings are electrically isolated. The secondary winding's neutral point is grounded, establishing a new, separate ground reference. The size of the transformer must be adequate to handle the connected load, and the overcurrent protection must be properly sized to protect the transformer and connected circuits. When using an inverter as a separately derived system, such as in a solar power installation with battery backup, the inverter's output is isolated from the incoming power source. The inverter creates its own AC power supply, and its neutral point is grounded, forming a distinct grounding system. The wiring methods used for separately derived systems must comply with the National Electrical Code requirements for general wiring. Conductors must be properly sized for the load, and appropriate wiring methods, such as conduit or cable, must be used. The conductors from the separately derived system to the connected equipment must be protected by overcurrent devices, typically circuit breakers or fuses, sized according to the conductor ampacity and the equipment's requirements. The transfer equipment, such as a manual or automatic transfer switch, is a critical component of a separately derived system used for backup power. This equipment allows for switching between the normal power source and the separately derived system. A 4-pole transfer switch, which switches all 4 conductors including the neutral, is typically used for separately derived systems to maintain the isolation of the grounding systems. A 3-pole transfer switch, which does not switch the neutral, may be used if the neutral is bonded at both the source and the load, but this configuration may not meet the requirements for a separately derived system. The National Electrical Code provides specific requirements for the location of overcurrent devices in separately derived systems. The overcurrent device must be located at the point where the conductor receives its supply. This ensures that the conductor is protected against overcurrent conditions. Surge protection is another important consideration for separately derived systems. Surge protective devices can help protect sensitive equipment from voltage spikes and surges that may occur in the power system. These devices should be installed at the service entrance of the separately derived system and at any sensitive equipment that is connected to the system. Load calculations are essential for determining the appropriate size of a separately derived system. The load calculation should include all of the equipment that will be connected to the system, as well as any future load growth. The National Electrical Code provides guidelines for calculating the load for various types of equipment. Coordination of overcurrent devices is important to ensure that a fault on one circuit does not cause the entire system to shut down. Overcurrent devices should be selected and coordinated so that the device closest to the fault will trip first, minimizing the impact on the rest of the system. Ground fault protection is often required for separately derived systems, especially in commercial and industrial applications. Ground fault protection devices detect ground faults and trip the circuit breaker to protect personnel from electric shock. The National Electrical Code specifies the requirements for ground fault protection in Article 230.95. The labeling of equipment and conductors is important for safety and maintenance. All equipment associated with a separately derived system should be clearly labeled to indicate its purpose and function. Conductors should be labeled to identify their voltage and phase. Periodic testing and maintenance of separately derived systems are essential to ensure their reliable operation. This includes testing the overcurrent devices, inspecting the grounding connections, and checking the system voltage and current. Documentation of the system is also important. A complete set of drawings and specifications should be maintained for the system, including the location of all equipment, the wiring diagrams, and the overcurrent protection settings. In addition to the National Electrical Code, there may be local codes and regulations that apply to separately derived systems. It is important to check with the local authorities to determine the applicable requirements. Separately derived systems are often used in data centers to provide a reliable source of power for critical equipment. Data centers typically have multiple separately derived systems, including generators, transformers, and uninterruptible power supplies. These systems are designed to provide redundant power sources in case of a power outage. Hospitals also use separately derived systems to provide backup power for critical equipment, such as life support systems and operating room equipment. Hospitals typically have generators that can automatically start up in the event of a power outage. Industrial facilities use separately derived systems to protect sensitive equipment from power surges and other electrical disturbances. These systems can also provide backup power for critical processes. In summary, separately derived systems are an important part of many electrical systems. They provide a reliable source of power and protect sensitive equipment from electrical disturbances. Proper installation and maintenance are essential to ensure their safe and reliable operation. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician when installing or maintaining a separately derived system. They can help you determine the best solution for your needs and ensure that the system is installed and operated safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. The design and implementation of a separately derived system should always prioritize safety. This includes proper grounding, overcurrent protection, and adherence to all applicable electrical codes. Regular inspections and maintenance are also essential to ensure the continued safe and reliable operation of the system. The specific requirements for separately derived systems can vary depending on the application and the local electrical codes. It is important to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer to determine the appropriate design and installation requirements for your specific situation. The use of high-quality components is essential for the reliable operation of a separately derived system. This includes using conductors, overcurrent devices, and transfer switches that are rated for the intended application. Proper training is also important for personnel who will be operating and maintaining separately derived systems. This training should include instruction on the proper procedures for starting, stopping, and troubleshooting the system. In the event of a power outage, it is important to have a plan in place for switching over to the separately derived system. This plan should include procedures for notifying personnel, starting the system, and transferring the load. It is also important to have a plan in place for testing the separately derived system on a regular basis. This testing should include verifying the system voltage and frequency, testing the overcurrent devices, and checking the grounding connections. The results of these tests should be documented and kept on file. Separately derived systems are a complex topic, and it is important to have a thorough understanding of the applicable codes and regulations before installing or maintaining one. Consulting with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer is always recommended. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your separately derived system is installed and operated safely and reliably. This includes knowing how to properly size the conductors, select the appropriate overcurrent protection, and ground the system in accordance with the National Electrical Code. The importance of proper grounding in a separately derived system cannot be overstated. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, which helps to trip the overcurrent protection devices and prevent electric shock. The grounding electrode system for a separately derived system must be connected to a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod, a metal water pipe, or a building steel. The size of the grounding electrode conductor must be sized in accordance with the National Electrical Code Table 250.66, based on the size of the ungrounded conductors. In addition to grounding, it is also important to provide proper bonding for all metal parts of the separately derived system. Bonding ensures that all metal parts are at the same potential, which reduces the risk of electric shock. Bonding jumpers must be used to connect all metal enclosures, raceways, and equipment grounding conductors. The size of the bonding jumpers must be sized in accordance with the National Electrical Code Table 250.102. The overcurrent protection for a separately derived system must be sized to protect the conductors and equipment connected to the system. The overcurrent protection devices must be located at the point where the conductors receive their supply. The size of the overcurrent protection devices must be determined in accordance with the National Electrical Code Article 240. Surge protection is another important consideration for separately derived systems. Surge protective devices can help protect sensitive equipment from voltage spikes and surges that may occur on the power system. Surge protective devices should be installed at the service entrance of the separately derived system and at any sensitive equipment that is connected to the system. The transfer equipment, such as a manual or automatic transfer switch, is a critical component of a separately derived system used for backup power. This equipment allows for switching between the normal power source and the separately derived system. A 4-pole transfer switch, which switches all 4 conductors including the neutral, is typically used for separately derived systems to maintain the isolation of the grounding systems. When designing and installing a separately derived system, it is important to consider the load that will be connected to the system. The load calculation should include all of the equipment that will be connected to the system, as well as any future load growth. The National Electrical Code provides guidelines for calculating the load for various types of equipment. Coordination of overcurrent devices is important to ensure that a fault on one circuit does not cause the entire system to shut down. Overcurrent devices should be selected and coordinated so that the device closest to the fault will trip first, minimizing the impact on the rest of the system. Ground fault protection is often required for separately derived systems, especially in commercial and industrial applications. Ground fault protection devices detect ground faults and trip the circuit breaker to protect personnel from electric shock.